But I also keep seeing a lot of, this is your last year of Connor and Leon, both on these contracts. You have to take advantage of it and swing big. The Oilers will be regretting it if they don't swing big. And I feel like because they didn't win, this gets forgotten or people kind of bury it in their minds. The Oilers went all in each of the last 2 deadlines. You gave up a first and another, basically first in Reed Schaefer to go get Matthias Ekholm. You gave up a first to get Adam Henrique and then moved out Ryan McLeod so you could keep Adam Henrique. You chose him. And I know you got Savoy in that, but still, like, they've gone all in back-to-back years. And I understand you are in a win now window and you want a cup every single season. It's cup or bust. I totally get that line of thinking. But I think there's another angle to all of this. That is, can you give up a first-round pick at every single deadline? They also already don't have a first-round pick this year. So if you spend the 2026 first-rounder, then we're going to get to next year's deadline.
What did Tampa do during their window?
I don't remember.
Yeah, but so they gave up first, but they almost always, maybe 60% of the time, you'd have to go look back at the deals. But like Goudreau had him with term, right? They got Coleman, got him with term though. They did do the one for Savard, and he eventually went and walked out. But
Tanner Jeannot.
Yeah, Tanner Jeannot, but got him with term, right? And the Oilers, again, and eventually Tampa Bay did stop spending their first-round picks. But like Edmonton's done that back-to-back years. You got Ekholm with term. You're still reaping the benefit of that deal. You went out and spent a first for a rental, Adam Henrique. Good. I'm just saying I'm not sure if the Oilers this year, especially in year 1 of a Stan Bowman regime, when I think he maybe has a bit more of a long-term view than a Ken Holland did last year, who knew he was in his last season.
Long-term view. Like, what's long-term? Like, they have to, like, it doesn't even matter what contracts they were on. They're 28 and 27 or 28 and 29 years old.
Yeah.
So the time is now.
The time is
so yes, if there is a piece that is available that truly helps us win and addresses a need, then you got to do it.
I agree with you. And that's why I said, like, if Mike Matheson is available, do it. Give up the first, give up whatever. If Bo Akey's involved somehow, however you're making the pieces work, do the deal. But I'm not saying, I'm saying, like, I'm not giving up a first for Ivan Provorov this year. I'm not giving up a first for probably none of the rental D-men. I'm doing it if I can justify it in the sense of this is going to help me for multiple runs. Because again, like, right now in the moment, one, I think the Oilers are good enough to win the Stanley Cup as currently constructed. Not that you don't want to give this lineup help, but I think they can win the Stanley Cup with the pieces they have on their roster right now on January 27th. They deserve to be the Stanley Cup favorites. They're now tied with Carolina on the odds board. I just think people need to kind of take just a little bit of a step back. And like, if you move that 2026 first rounder, you know what we're going to be doing next year at the deadline? Going, damn, we don't have our first rounder. And like, at some point you need to catch up. You have a catch-up year.
Do you have a cup?
Sure, but again, just trading your first rounder does not mean you win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I don't think it's about what you spend. It's about what you
I want them to spend smarter, not harder.
Yeah, like, don't just spend your first-round pick because you think you need to do it. Like, just get the pieces that you think will help you win. If it costs you a first-round pick, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you only spend a third and you get a defenseman that's going to help your blue line out and take it to another level, then that's also fine.
Yeah, and like, again, I just see a lot of people going, you need to, again, trade the first no matter what, and this pressure on it's McDavid and Draisaitl last year of them only making 20.5. Cap's going to keep shooting up. We're talking about that a lot so far on the show. And again, if anything, you have Draisaitl for 8 more seasons, you have Connor for 8 more seasons. Yes, every year is like a win now type of move, and I think they even proved that doing we're keeping Henrique and getting rid of Ryan McLeod. We're getting rid of Warren Fogle because we think Victor Arvidsson helps us win more right now, where Warren Fogle will probably be a better player for a longer run of time because of his age. Ryan McLeod will probably be a better player for a longer run of time because of his age. Like, they're still making all-in moves. I'm not saying sell. I'm not saying any of that kind of stuff. I'm just saying I don't think people should be shocked if they don't make an Ekholm or Henrique style move at this deadline.
I also just don't know if there is that Ekholm guy. But the one that stands out the most, just based off position, contract, all that stuff, is Rasmus Ristolainen.
Yeah.
And that might be a huge mistake to just do it because it's like, oh, it kind of matches up. He has term. He's only $5 million. What is he? 29, 30, whatever it is.
I'm not touching him. I'm not touching him with a 10-foot pole.
He's good in this current situation.
For who?
Philly, right? They're loving him, aren't they?
Nah,
I'm not saying I'm saying no on him too, because it's more than just this like little sample size that everyone's celebrating. It's a lot more complicated than that.
Rasmus Ristolainen's best asset is that he's big.
And he's finished.
And he has no finish, ironically.
Well,
Yeah.
And he's not that good defensively. He just doesn't have a lot of good things. But
like-
I don't think he's actually on anyone's legit radar. But he's the only one that when you look at this board, Provorov to an extent, because he does have one more year, but we also know the other parts of that story as well. Rasmus Ristolainen is a guy like that, and I just hope we don't do it.
Does Brazo have any term?
No, but he's only 775,000.
Yeah, he's young. Like
26.
yeah,
Can't play center though.
What's that?
Can't play center. That's
But
why I
do we-
like
but
Frederick.
Do we need a center?
Yeah.
We do?
I think so. And I think if you're getting a winger,
Because Frederick, like to Jeff Merrick's point, he doesn't win draws.
Um,
So you'd want to play him on the wing anyways.
No, I would be fine with him as a centerman. I know the face-off percentage number isn't great on him. I also don't love that stat. And again, situationally, like I just think the whole like, does he win draws face-off percentage? Is he better on the right side, better on the left side? Like, I don't know. I do your pre-scout on him for sure, but a guy who at least has the ability to play center is beneficial to you.
The part that you can use Frederick for, if say you wanted him to play center, have Henrique on the wing and have Henrique take all the draws.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.